Hey YouTube, it's your boy Witchy here, coming at you with some more Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, and today I give you the detailed run-through of all the available cards to the Italians. If you don't know who the Italians are, where the hell have you been? Because they are one of the brand new civilizations, along with the Maltese in the latest DLC on the way to you guys. So we're going to be running through all the unique cards. We're going to be having a little think about potential sort of metas that can be born from these cards, which are going to be the most important ones and all that good stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to shut up and we're going to get straight into it. Let's do this. Right, ladies and gents, you find me in the game here, and I've got to say, look how beautiful this looks. Can we just appreciate this and the fine work of the developers? Absolutely amazing. So without further ado, we're going to hit that skirmish button. We're going to be jumping straight into the deck builder, and this is where we are, guys. So I haven't created any decks yet. I haven't really gone into too much around the gameplay and actually looked at the buildings, the units, and tried to understand sort of potential openings and how civs play. Haven't done that yet. There will be future videos on that, but we are going to be looking just specifically at the unique cards available to the civilizations so we can try and get an idea of what to expect. So without further ado, let's strap in and let's get into this. So we're going to be going through the ages here. We're going to be starting with the Exploration Age, and we're going to be having a look at any that pop up to us that are new. So here we go. We have our first card here, the Merchant Republics. Now, this one is kind of wild. We get to ship a trading post wagon, and resources are... and it grants resources for past and future control of trading routes, which is absolutely crazy. And we get 20% of all resources you have earned so far are granted to you. And as well as that, 30% on your future income of your TPs. So I think on a TP map, this is definitely going to be used 100%. I think the Italians are going to be centered a lot around TP control, especially with something like that. I mean, 30% is so significant. But when would we get this card? Would we get this as a first or second card? Are we going to get it slightly later on once we've secured all of the TPs? I'm not too sure. I don't know whether 20% of all resources that you've earned, whether it's worth waiting too long for it. I think it's probably better to secure 30% on future income. I think that's way worth it. So I'd probably go for more of an earlier choice for that card, but still a really great one. Moving on to, I don't even know how to say that. I'm probably going to struggle with a lot of pronunciations here. So I'm going to say Machiavellism. Oh yeah, Machiavellism. Look at that. Straight off the bat. So basically, this is an Italian explorer sort of upgrade. Your actions are increased, action damage increased by 50%, HP by 50%, and your speed as well, and the discover maximum range as well. So we do see similar cards like this with the natives, for example, and I'm sure there's other civs also have this kind of card as well, so that's interesting to see. Move on to the next one. This is kind of huge. This is absolutely crazy, and I think this could definitely be used in team games, especially on large maps like 3v3 or 4v4. We have the Team Marco Polo Voyages, and this is basically means it explores all the black areas of the map for the entire team, and it doubles the resource rewards granted by treasures. And also on top of that, any resources you've already looted are granted to your team again. So basically, it's just double resources. And what I think's crazy is the fact that it explores the entirety of the map. And you guys know how big the maps are in the 3v3s and the 4v4s. Maybe somebody can sacrifice and be like, you know what, I'll do it, guys. I'll take the Marco Polo on this. I will take the card. And it can just help you guys track down those treasures and get them as soon as. And yeah, you get double the stuff on it, so which is kind of crazy. So maybe even the trickles. It does say doubles the resource rewards, so maybe it's just the ones that provide XP, coin, wood, food. Got more than I. Yeah. So yeah, interesting card. Really like that one. Moving on to the Team Lombardi. Now the Lombard is a unique building. I'm not going to go into too much depth around what that building is, but it's basically a building that is a auto resource generating building, and it uses gold as an investment to generate food and wood. So it's once again, it's a whole new mechanic, which I absolutely love. And we see here we have a team card where you ship one Lombard wagon that can transform into a Lombard, an investment building which converts deposited resources. So something really interesting there, and not too overcomplicated as well, like with the African civs. We have our resource crates here, nothing special. We got Florentine football here. Italian settler hit points, movement speed, and melee damage are increased by this rough type of play. So 40% HP, that's huge. And the melee attack damage there as well, and speed. I guess this could be used, if you're feeling like you're going to be raided, or maybe if you want to do some sort of crazy all-in. I don't know. But a very interesting card nonetheless. And if we keep going along the bottom here, some of the cards have been updated. Some of their artwork has been updated, which is nice to see. But I think that is pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. As I say, if there are any cards I've missed, make sure to let me know, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be keeping a track of them. So let's move on into Age 2 and see what cards are available for the Italians. Okay, Age 2, we have an array of unit shipments, and I think this is something that's going to differentiate the Italians from the Maltese, is around these interesting sort of batches of unit shipments that you can get that require a handful of resources. So let's have a look at them. So here we go. So we've got our first card here. The Gondolas arrives fast, which is nice. Whenever you research technology, you receive a free fishing boat in addition to a settler. So once again, if you're going to maybe want to go on the water, you want to do a sea boom, I think Italy could be pretty good on the sea, especially with gondolas there. An incredible card. We'll see how that one plays out. We do have Trattoria, which is 2 tavern wagons. It ships 2 tavern, allowing you to establish taverns in your towns that generate income for you. Once again, that's very new, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's new. We have Uffizi, which is ships 1 Basilica wagon and causes Lombards to trickle XP whilst converting investments. So that basically buffs your Lombards, which I mentioned before, and you get the Basilica wagon. Now, I don't even know what a Basilica is. I have seen it, but I haven't even gone into the game, guys. I'm just looking at the decks. I want to get straight into it, and I want to get my first impressions so you guys can have a look at it as well. So next one, we got the Monte di Piazza. We ship a Lombard wagon. We deposit 700 coin into your Lombards, which will grant you food and wood over time. So that's pretty nice. I haven't seen these Lombards in action and how well they actually do convert resources, but that could be a potential card definitely to get into Age 2. And we have our resource crates. We have a nice little pizza here. Team Pizza. Ships 1 crate of food, wood coin, and experience. Very nice. And it's got a little 400 there. And I'm assuming that's 400 wood coin. I don't know whether it's experience as well, but there is a little 400, so I'm not too sure about that. But once again, that is a team card, so that could be pretty interesting. Actually, no, I don't think it's going to be 400 of everything, is it? That would be kind of crazy. No, I think it's going to be 400 total. It's probably 100 of each, I imagine. Moving on, we do have some shipment cards, and we got one of the first unique units here, the Pavizias. And this ships 7 of them. And I think, once again, the Pavizia gameplay here, or you could say the crossbow gameplay, is going to be quite a big thing for both Italy and Malta. And we'll see why, because there are some cards that can upgrade your crossbow units. And I've just checked, and other civs don't have this upgrade. It is just for the Italians and the Maltese. So it's going to be very interesting to see. So Pavizias, they have a large shield providing high hit points. Grants different armor types when switching combat stances, which is very interesting. And of course, they're good against heavy infantry and light ranged cavalry. So they're a skirmisher unit that can switch stance and have higher armor. So they're very good. They're probably actually not too bad against heavy cav. If you get in a spot of bother, you can switch their stance. Who the hell knows? Love it. Absolutely love it. Moving on, we've got the Fano Allies, 500 coin. We get some Greek skirmishers with high hit points that is particularly strong against heavy cavalry. So we do have some high HP heavy infantry. Once again, could be a really good sort of timing attack, something like that. It's 500 coin. And if we move on, we've got a bunch of 3 sort of unit shipment cards here, all costing the same, 300 food, wood, and gold. And it gives you an option to sort of have a handful of units. And this is what the devs have done with Mexico. So we look at Mexico, we have the same. You know, if people go for the fast industrial with Mexico, you have that option of getting the Soldados and the Falconets combined. That's a card that you can get. And they've sort of done it here with the Italians, which is absolutely awesome to see. So we have the Broken Lance Company giving you 3 Papal Lancers, and 2 Stradiots. And we have 6 Crabats, 7 Schiavones, I think. And finally, we've got the one here, 5 Fire Throwers, 4 Hospitalers, and 2 Inquisitors. And the Fire Throwers are pretty wild. I love the look of those, so we're going to be looking at those in more detail to come. Very nice. Loving it. Moving on, we do have the Schiavone, sorry. I think it's Schiavone swords. So that's increasing the hand attack of all cav. and also infantry as well. Interesting. This is a unique card as well, I believe. 15% damage increase for both cav and infantry, and also shock infantry as well. So really nice to see that. We've got our normal upgrade cards here. Moving along, we do have the Venetian Arsenal. Once again, another really good naval upgrade. Ships 1, Arsenal wagon docks work much faster when an arsenal is nearby. Other military buildings work slightly faster. Now, I don't know whether that means that if an arsenal's nearby, other military buildings work slightly faster. I'm not too sure. It says docks work much faster when an arsenal is nearby. Other military buildings work slightly. Yes. Okay, yes, it must do. So that's interesting. You can sort of build a dock, get an arsenal near it, maybe a couple of military buildings around that dock as well. You could try and maybe put like a forward dock out, a bit more aggressive, and go for the Venetian Arsenal. Once again, I don't know how much it's going to increase it by. I haven't tested it. I haven't gone into it just yet, but something to take note of. A very interesting card indeed. And going through, I'm just having a look at them. We've got offshore support here. I'm not too sure because I have changed some of the artwork of the cards, so I'm not too sure if that is a brand new card. And we do have theaters here, and I believe this one is definitely new because it talks about the taverns, and the taverns was this card here where you can get 2 tavern wagons. So this one upgrades them to theaters, which have Ronin and Outlaw type units, cost less population. Very, very interesting as well. So maybe some sort of mercenary gameplay that you could do with the Italians. I think that would really work because I think a lot of their sort of... I'm just looking at this at the moment, and it does seem to center around using a lot of your resources to get a lot of military, and it's not looking... I don't see any villager shipments on here. So I think, you know, Italy is probably, you know, relying a lot on the Lombard building and also these unit shipments. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they play. So we are going to be moving on to the Age 3 cards. Let's do it. So guys, we're in Age 3. Let's have a look and see what we've got. So second card here, the Guardia di Finanza. The financial police collects coin for each enemy unit you have defeated so far, up to a maximum of 3,000 resources. Wow. I don't know. It doesn't say how much per unit. I don't know whether it does it as 1 coin per XP. I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't really give much more information there. But once again, it's sort of centering around coin again. I'm getting that whole thing of coin being a big thing because you use coin to invest into the Lombard building to produce and convert into food and wood. So it's really a big resource for Italy is coin. Of course, it makes sense, doesn't it? Moving on, we got is that the Genoese Finances deposit? Once again, look, deposit 1,500 coin into your Lombards, which will grant you food and wood over time. So there we go. Moving on, we've got the resource cards here, and we've got more of the Pavisias, 9 unlimited and 11 there. Very nice to see. Moving further down, we do have the 9 Habsburg allies. Once again, very similar to the Age 2 card, which was 500 coin, which was this one here, the Fanar allies. Instead, we have this one, which is ranged heavy cav that can dismount to become a skirmisher. That's nice. I like to see that. Good against infantry, benefits from promotion. What does that mean? Benefits from promotions. Interesting. Okay. So it makes them vet Habsburgs, and they can dismount and they're good at infantry, or they can be on there on horseback. And I imagine, I don't know if it switches. If they're on horseback, are they anti-cav? When they dismount, they're like light infantry or skirmish unit? Not too sure. Have to see how that one plays out. Moving on, we got the Fanar allies again, which is the heavy hand cavalry from Wallachia with good siege attack. That's 500 coin. Very, very nice. I love all these new units, by the way. We've got a little collection here, once again, of like a mixture of units here, which I really, really love. So we've got the Albanian company. This is now costing 500 food, wood, and gold, and you get 4 Bosniaks and 4 Stradiots. And Stradiots are pretty crazy, by the way. They're pretty crazy unit. Bosniak I haven't really seen, so I think some of these are definitely new units. We got this one here, the German company, 6 Jaegers and 5 Giant Grenadiers. We've got the Block company here, 5 Black Runners and 5 Armored Pistoliers. And finally, the House of Savoy, 4 Armored Pistoliers. So absolutely awesome. Don't know what the best cards are going to be here, guys. It's probably going to be maybe this one or this one. Who the hell knows? We shall try it all out. Moving on, we have the heavy Pavasses, which is the, I believe that's the shield for the Pavisiers. And this is specific to Italy here, and it is a HP and armor upgrade for your crossbowmen. And I think I can't wait to try and use this as like an army composition. So you have like the crossbowmen, maybe you have some sort of anti-cav, so you got the Pavisiers, you got the, maybe you just go for musketeers, I don't know. I want to see how these crossbow units work, and I want to see what they look like in game, because I can't wait to see it. So this is a great card, and don't know how good it's going to be, how useful, whether it is going to be used, but it's nice to see it anyway. Moving on, we have the Steel Bolts. Now this card is in both the Italian deck and the Maltese deck, and it once again centers around the crossbowmen and the Pavisiers, and it gives them more range and greater damage to heavy infantry and buildings with their bolts. So you can see there, it's 0.75 to all action damage bonus against heavy infantry, which is actually pretty insane, and also gives you extra range as well. So a really, really nice card to have in your deck if you're going to go down the Pavisier or the crossbowman route. And if we go further down here on the last sort of row, what do we have? We got the Gallices here, which is 500 coin. It looks like kind of like the merchant ships that you can get, the black flag ships. Slow, powerful ship resistant to building fire that can train units. Very, very nice. And we have this one here. What is this? Oh, this increases the speed of your Gallices. Okay, I don't know whether I'm pronouncing that right, guys. But it's called the Sopra Comito, or Sopra Comito. 15% speed increase. Lovely. And we have a roundel attack here. Once again, that's buffing these ships. So a lot going around the ships here. Maybe, I don't know if you probably go on the full sea, whether or not having all of these upgrades is going to be worth it. I'm not too sure. We've got the naval gunners here, of course, 20% damage increase. And I think this one here, yep, this one's quite a crucial one, I think, for Age 3, the Advanced Lombards. So this doubles the work rate for both coin, wood, and food, which once again, I think is going to be a real staple to the Italians, is using the Lombards as the auto sort of gathering building. And I think it's going to be really crucial. So I think maybe having the Advanced Lombards is a way to go in Age 3. So there we go, guys. We've got the Freemasons. Actually, no, sorry. Freemasons is the last card. I apologize. Freemasons, architects move faster and construct buildings more quickly. You can see here that the architect build work rate is 65% increased and 25% speed as well. Once again, the architect being a brand new unit, and I'll go through that in another video. So there you go, guys. Age 3 cards. Let's jump in to the final Age 4 and see what there is. Okay, here we are, Age 4, let's go. So we got the first card here, the Florentine Financiers, very similar to the Age 3 one, but this deposits 3,000 coin into your Lombards, and that will obviously grant you food and wood over time. Very impressive. And of course, we've got the resources here, and we've got more of the Pavisiers, and we do have an interesting unit here, the Bersaglieri. I can't even say that. I think this was actually in one of the Wars of Liberty mod, the Bersagliers. Anyway, they're a skirmisher trained to move fast, sounds a bugle after defeating an enemy to stun foes and boost ally speed. Very interesting. So maybe, could be a potential to maybe go down an FI route or to get to Age 4 quick to get access to these Bersagliers, because that sounds kind of crazy. Very similar to like the Griots with Hauser, where they toot their horn and they can temporarily stun units. So who knows? Who knows? Moving on, we do have the good old Papal Bombard. Look at that. Look at that big boy. Papal Artillery absorbs some of the damage inflicted to your... Oh, okay, that's interesting. That it absorbs some of the damage inflicted to your nearby artillery. So it like buffs other artillery units. Very, very strange. I didn't even know that. Interesting. Nice. We have the PayPal company. Once again, we've got a selection of these cards as well, which I absolutely love. And this is obviously 1,000 wood, food, and gold here. We have the PayPal company, 18 PayPal guards, and 3 PayPal bombards, along with we hiring a Mediterranean mercenary army. Look at this, 1 little bombard, 3 El Metos, which are absolutely insane cavalry units, and 4 Zouaves. Very nice. The Savoyard company is 6 royal horsemen, 9 armored pistoliers, and finally the French company, 7 mounted riflemen and 8 fusiliers. Very, very nice. And we do have the Bourbon allies here. Look at this, 25 of the Royal Musketeer units that will defend king and country with his sharp rapier in melee and charged pistol. I would love to see that in action. That costs 1,000 gold. Moving on, we have the PayPal Arsenal. Grants you PayPal units powerful charged attacks. And Basilica shipments arrive faster. We have Alpini here. Due to specialized training, the Bersagliers inflict more damage and prioritize targeting the units they counter. Whoa. So it actually tweaks the AI a little bit when you attack move, and they will automatically prioritize targeting the units they counter. Wow. Okay. All right. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, because sometimes you do want to shoot something that you don't necessarily counter. That is kind of crazy. So I think definitely in Age 4, there's something to be said around these skirmish units. Definitely. 100%. I don't know how good these units are going to be, whether they're going to be OP, whether they're not. I don't know yet, but that's kind of wild. Moving on, what do we have here? We have the Castramentation. I think that's a standard card there. We have the Holy League, though. We get a Mighty Battleship, and that's very similar to like the Brits. You get a nice Mighty Battleship there. We get another Battleship card there as well, and we get the Monitors. And we have a team card here, Frata de Mer, which is it ships 1 whale, a fishing ground, and 4 fishing boats to each player's naval home city. Very, very nice for teams. And I think this is the last one here. Usury here. We have extortionate interest rates improve the Lombard return on investment. Each 0.8 food converted to coin grants 1. Okay, so that means you spend 1 coin. All right, okay, so you sell 0.8 food and you get 1 coin. I think that's what it means. Yeah, Lombard changes auto gather yield for coin by 25%. Something interesting, guys, that I want to just let you guys know is there's only 1 factory here. Something to note with the Italians. We only have the robber barons here, which is just the 1 factory wagon. So I don't think there is anything else on there at all. And that kind of just wraps it up, guys. That is the full Age 1 to 4 deck review, going through the cards in detail. And I hope you guys really enjoyed it. That's going to wrap this video up, guys. Let me know down in the comments below. I want to see the comments absolutely exploding. Let me know what cards you guys are going to use. What ones do you find interesting, potentially overpowered, underpowered, whether or not you're going to use them. Let me know what you think of the beautiful artwork of these cards, because I've got to say the devs are absolutely killing it right now. And one final thing, guys, YouTube have just recently enabled a super thanks option, which is essentially like a donation to a video. So if you guys really enjoy this and you want to support me further, that super thanks down below will 100%, 150% do that. So thank you very much, guys, for this. I will catch you in the next video or the next stream. I've been Widgie, and I am out. Catch you guys later.